Owens here. Today I'm joined by Anthony Lionheart Smith, who this Saturday returns to action, UFC 301, facing Vitor Petrino. Anthony, great to sit down and chat. How are things with you today?
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm glad we finally made this work.
100%. Listen, it's Thursday of fight week for people watching this, so I'm very grateful for your time. I'd like to know what is the vibe you like to keep on a fight week and what has been the vibe this week so far?
Yeah, just keep it just fun and playful. All the hard work is already done and put in. I just like to hang out. I do my media hangout. I'm gonna go for a walk on the beach here in a little bit, and then get going on this weight cut.
We obviously met in the PI a couple of weeks ago on 300 Fight Week. I also had the pleasure, although we didn't know each other at the time, I also had the pleasure of watching you do some sparring on the Monday and Tuesday in Extreme Couture. While I was buzzing about doing some other interviews, I saw you hanging with Sean Strickland, Bogdan, I think a round or two at Delize. So how have you split this camp and what were those experiences like in Extreme Couture and the PI?
Well, I spent most of my time in Denver, but during the
Mm.
week of 300, I kind of moved everything to Vegas for that week. And I had a fun time. I had a fun time working with Strickland and Delite a little bit and Bogdan and Michelle Pereira. It was good. It was a good different look. It was a nice switch up to training camp. Hopefully you didn't see me get beat up too bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was even sparring, which is always good, and shows the sign of a good room.
Yeah.
Vitor Petrino, as your upcoming opponent, I know you've probably been asked this a couple of times, but give me your overall scouting report. What do you think he does well, and what areas you're looking to exploit?
I think he does everything pretty well. I think he's
Mm.
pretty well rounded. I don't think he has any big holes in his game. He's pretty lead hand heavy. Not a huge leg kicker, but he'll throw him out there. He's willing to wrestle. Typically when he gets a little bit tired. Um, I don't know, a bit unsure of himself at times, but believes in his skills and abilities because he's young and he's undefeated, so he doesn't have any reason to not believe in himself. Um, yeah, I think overall he's got a great skill set.
Is there an advantage to fighting an undefeated fighter? You know, you mentioned believing in themselves, maybe not having those veteran experience that you had. I'm wondering if there's any advantage you see there.
Maybe it depends on how he's been trained and coached and what the people around him are saying. Typically guys that are undefeated have a bunch of yes men that stand around them and tell them how great they are. Um, and they don't like to hear, criticism of where they're not good and where they could be better. But um, I don't doubt that he's got a great team and that he's well trained. So I don't know if there's an advantage to it. I don't think there's a disadvantage to it, but it doesn't really matter to me. If he's any good at all, he's going to end his career with 5 or 6 losses, and hopefully one of them is me.
100%. Is this one of those fights, Anthony, where he has to show something that he hasn't seen before in order to have success with you, or of what you've seen on tape and what he's shown already, does that give you confidence that this is going to be a tough fight?
Yeah, he's going to have to bring something else. I mean,
Mm.
he's going to have to show that he's a little bit more diverse and that he can go into deep waters, and he's going to have to check down to his second best thing and his third best thing if he wants to be successful. Just being big and strong and powerful is not going to be enough. He's got to be smart and he's got to show that he's got a fight IQ and he can be a thinker.
Third time in Brazil. I think it was Fortaleza in 2013, then Belém again, Thiago Santos. Give me an
Hmm.
overall view of your memories fighting in Brazil and obviously how this week has been so far.
Oh, they've all been shit so far. I haven't got a win here
My
in
bad.
Brazil, which is part of the reason that's part of the reason I'm here. I can't go my whole career without getting a win in Brazil. Such a large part of MMA and UFC history, especially here in Rio. Some of the biggest knockouts and most important fights that have ever happened have been right here in Brazil. Machida knocked out Vitor Belfort right here in Rio. Shogun got his revenge versus Forrest Griffin right here in Rio. Jose Aldo knocked out Mendez with that historic, turn and burn knee that he hit
Mm.
him with on the takedown attempt. And the list goes on and on and on. There's been so many crazy fights and so much history that happened here, and it'd be a damn shame if I never got a win here.
Lionheart, the nickname is obviously associated with my home country of England, Richard the Lionheart. I don't know if that's where the nickname came from, but I'm sure the British fans would love to see you fight in my home country one day. Out of interest, there is a particular country or a particular region of the world that you haven't fought in that you want to tick off that list?
I want to fight. I want to fight in the UK really bad. I'd love to fight in like Manchester or something like that. That'd be a lot of fun. Or London, or I think it'd be really cool to have like I don't know if it counts, but like in Scotland, I think would be super cool.
Mm.
I know Paul Craig is called for like like a Scottish UFC event. I think that'd be super cool. I always wanted to fight in Japan. I don't know if that'll happen. There's not that many UFC events in Japan, but like China or Japan would be super cool. Just like places that are kind of rich with, combat sports history would be super cool. Um, but yeah, definitely, I think London would be sweet. London would be awesome.
100%. I consumed a lot of your media this week. I always do, but obviously knowing that we had this chat in the diary, I was consuming all your other interviews, and it seems like you're in
Mhm.
a really good space at the moment. I've really enjoyed the kind of the content that I've seen so far and the words that you've spoken. So I'm wondering right here, right now, can you give me a description of where your mentalities are heading into this
Yeah,
next?
I'm in a good place. Yeah, I'm in a good place. I feel good. I'm ready. I'm in really good shape. I think there's a lot of confidence that comes with just having a really good training camp. It's been better than most. I'm uninjured. My weight's good. Yeah, I got the people around me that I want around me. Um, and it's just been real low key and productive. I just feel good. I'm happy. I think when I'm happy, I'm at my most dangerous. So I'm not like I'm doing a better job. But listen, at the end of the day, the UFC is a traveling circus. We
Mm.
travels to a different city. They put up the tent, they sell the beer and popcorn, and then they take it down and send it to another place. Like doing a better job of just realizing it's just a fucking fight on a Saturday night. I do this every single day with my friends and training partners, most of which I think would beat Vitor Petrino. So I do this all the time. I do it every single fucking day. So why is it any different on Saturday? Just because there's some more cameras and different microphones and the lights and some music and some fans,
Mm.
it's the same shit I do every day.
And you're talking to some strange Scouse guy about it. Anyway, what I wanted to know, Anthony, because I heard you heard you say that in another interview, and it brought up something. I heard you say something about you'd felt almost an over focus on trying to get to that world title, and you felt like it was almost hindering you. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, at this moment in time, how do you strike the balance between being focused on the title because that is the ultimate goal, but not over focusing on it? Because I would imagine that you've got to kind of thread that needle to an extent.
No, I'm not focused on it at all. At
Okay.
all. Uh, if I don't let it go, I'll never get it. I know that sounds silly, but I gotta let it go. And I just gotta focus and fucking fight one at a time and just focus on Vitor Petrino. None of the other shit happens if I don't beat Vitor Petrino. So um I can't I can't look past that and have plans after that because I got other things I gotta worry about. So um Vitor Petrino has my full attention. And that was his plan when he made the call out. He wanted my attention. Motherfucker, you got it. So here I am right here in your home country uh to take everything you got, and that's my plan. And that's as far as I've looked. I haven't even I just bought a new house. My wife is texting me about this kind of floor and this and that, and like I don't give a shit. Sunday doesn't exist until it happens. So I'll worry about Sunday on Sunday.
Did you take the call out as disrespectful? And if so, why? And if not, why do you feel like these young guns are trying to call you out?
Um I took it as disrespect, but I don't think he meant it as disrespect.
Mm,
I think he's just a young guy that's up and coming and is trying to make a name for himself. And I think he sees a wounded lion and a broken legend that's at the end of his career that doesn't have it anymore. Because I did the same thing.
mm,
I took out Shogun when there wasn't much left, when he was at his highest, right before he was on a 3 or 4 fight win streak, and they were talking about him fighting for the title. But
mm,
I looked at Shogun, I knew exactly what he was. I knew it was favorable matchmaking. The only reason I got the Shogun fight is because it was on short notice.
mm.
He wouldn't have chosen to fight me. I did the same thing to Rashad. As good of friends as I am with Rashad, everyone knew Rashad was at his end, and I was just able to take the last that he had left. Um, I would say I would compare it closer to like Gustafson. Like Gus still had a lot left in the tank,
Mm,
and maybe I broke him a little bit after we fought, but he was still good, and he
mm.
still had it, and we were still super competitive all the way up until the finish. Like
Yeah.
maybe he was struggling a little bit, but that was still the same Gustafson that we'd always seen. So I just don't. I took it as disrespect because I know what he thinks he sees, and
Mm,
that's not the case here. I think his eyes have deceived him a little bit, and the people around him have convinced him that this is a great opportunity and a good time for him to jump on someone with a name and build himself up, and that's just not where we are. And he'll figure that out on Saturday. And he's done himself a disservice by believing that. Because when we get in there and we're a couple minutes in, you're going to see a different person than you've seen before. And I promise you guys that. He's not going to be the same confident, overbearing, explosive striker. He's going to be frazzled and he's going to be a little bit lost because he's going to see something he's not expecting to see. Like
100%.
we can't use the Khalil fight as a barometer on where my skill set is.
Mm.
I fought Ryan Spann on August 26th. I fought Khalil December or whatever that was. It was sometime in December.
Yeah.
I didn't train one time from August until I took the Khalil fight in December. Not one fucking training session. I fought Khalil pretty tight through 3 rounds until I got caught off the fucking couch. The only workouts I
Mm.
did was to make the weight.
Yeah.
That was it. That's not that like given that information, that's not too fucking bad
Yeah.
on 0 training camp at all. And that's a guy who's just now found himself in a #1 contender fight for the title in my weight class. So that guy that showed up versus Khalil beats Vitor Petrino. Now imagine me with an 8-week training camp. Good fucking luck.
100%. And I'm going to ask this next
And is
question.
Vitor Petrino any more powerful and explosive than Khalil Roundtree? I don't fucking think so. Is any faster than Khalil Roundtree? I don't fucking think so. And Khalil Roundtree is the southpaw. When I had 0 time to prepare for a
Mm.
southpaw, like these fucking people got to do what I do and do your goddamn research and pay attention and really look like take out your feelings and what you think you're seeing and do some fucking real analysis and really dig into what you're looking at.
I couldn't
I
agree
fought
more.
Magomed Ankalaev pretty goddamn tough with one broken fucking leg. Like, and a couple months after my mom died, not really wanting to be there. Like, circumstances matter and the place you are in life matter. I'm in a really good fucking place. And he just took a large jump from Tyson Pedro to Anthony fucking Smith. Like, that's a large leap. I don't know that he's beat anybody that's still in the UFC.
I'd have to check that,
Definitely nobody,
but
definitely
yeah,
no one ranked. Definitely
100%.
no one ranked. You went from unranked to me? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so.
Can I ask you this? Because you a couple of minutes ago you called yourself a modern modern legend. I think was the phrase that you used. Do you feel like you get the respect that you deserve for what you've done in this sport?
Um, no, probably not, but I'm not too concerned with that. Um, oh shit, my bad.
We're all good. We're all
There we
good.
go. Um, no, probably not. And you never will though. Like we don't respect the guys that are here until they're gone. Like the guys like Jose Aldo and like Cowboy and a couple of the other guys are a little bit of anomalies where we really knew what we had while they were here, but you don't really, really respect anybody until you don't have them anymore, until you see what the alternative is, you know. And to everyone else's credit, like I haven't won a title yet. I haven't done some of those things that a couple of those guys have done. So I'm not too concerned with the respect from everybody else. It's not really that big of a deal. I think when I'm gone, I think I'll get the respect that I earned.
100%. Last one from me, Anthony, and again, I really do
And,
appreciate
and
your time.
probably when I stop telling fans they're stupid in media day.
I wouldn't blame you for saying that. Last one from me, because I know
I did say that and they're pissed about it.
last one from me, and I know you're a very busy man, so I really appreciate your time. You can be as detailed or as brief as you like with this one, but give me a walkthrough of what the perfect day on Saturday looks like. I want to know what happens when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night in a perfect world.
Well, the fight's not. I don't even think I get picked up for the fight until like 9:30, and not fighting until 12:30 at night. So, hopefully, I sleep as late as possible. It'd be cool to wake up and there's this real cool beach shack across the street from the hotel.
Hmm.
Last time I was here in Rio, they got the best fish and steak and like these real good ass fries, and it's good. So I'd like to go over there and eat since I haven't been able to since I've been here. So I'd like to walk across the street, sit on the beach in this little shack and eat some good ass Brazilian food. Hopefully no Brazilians poison me. And smash on that a little bit, maybe walk around, find a good coffee shop. Be nice to go get a nice Brazilian coffee. Probably come back to the hotel, lay around, probably take a nap, wake up, eat again. Um, and then just hang out, just hang out. My head coach will be here by then. So the vibe always changes when Mark gets here, just because it gets even more fun and playful because we just fuck around with each other and we're talking shit, and it's just a lot of fun. Um, and then we'll head to the arena, and then we get in there and get a good warm up, get my hands wrapped, probably get drug tested at some point during that, I'd imagine. Um, and then we'll make the walk. I'll get booed like a motherfucker for sure. They're gonna chant, "You're gonna die," and I'm gonna walk in there, and then hopefully, when it's all said and done and the dust settles, the crowd's not saying a whole lot and they're super quiet. Um, it'd be nice to. I'm not like super concerned with the method of victory, but I'd like to break him. I'd like to feel him wilt. I would really like that. Like a knockout would be sweet, but anybody can catch someone and knock him out. It'd be really nice to wrap my arm around his neck and feel his body go limp. That'd feel really nice, especially right here in Rio. It'd be that's submissions are different. Like a submission says, "I just killed you." Like if we were in the dark ages and we were fighting for food, like the second you tap means I killed you in real life. Like if there wasn't a referee and a commission and all your fans here, it was just me and you, like you die and I leave with all your shit. Like there's something that feels a little bit primal and different about that. So maybe it's not quite as exciting for fans, but between me and that guy, we both know what I just did to you. If we take it deeper than just the athletic competition part of it. So I think that'd be really cool.
100%. You've sent shivers down my spine, in all honesty, Anthony. Who knew from going to the toilet in the PI could spiral into such a wonderful conversation on Fight Week and one of the biggest
Right?
fighters? I really appreciate your time, especially so close to the fight, and truly wish you the best of luck for Saturday night.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Let's do it again.